Hello, my friends. Today is July the 21st, and this is a psychic reading for you if this is your birth date. I do psychic readings and I do healing work nearly for 40 years. I do a lot of internet psychic readings. I do a lot of other modalities of healing, including readings at my office in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Look at my credits. This is a four-card pull to cover the year to follow, approximately 5 to 10 minutes long. Four cards, a lens card to look at the year through, a challenge you might face this year, an action to take to keep in balance, and an outcome or synopsis card. So the lens card for the year is the Hunter. And the Hunter, the Hunter talks about, that the clearing of mind, the saving of energy, the knowing when to use energy, the conservation of energy, knowing when to use energy to go after something, the quiet listening that is needed to hear from as many directions as possible to understand where one needs to go to hunt, the sense of courage that's needed to hunt, the sense of conviction that's needed to hunt. The hunter often works for the betterment of not just themselves, but of family or of clan or of country or of world, and where is your hunting coming from this year? The hunter is the actuality of the hunter is often the questions of what are you hunting? Why are you hunting it? And do you have the weapons needed or the tools needed in order for you to attain your prize? And the prize is as in olden days, before we've been corrupted, I think, to not respect things and respect animals, there was an understanding that one would pray to the deer that one is wanting to have to feed the animals, and ask the deer that is ready to sacrifice itself in a noble cause to give of themselves, and to let the hunter take that deer and bring it to the family, the clan, and in that understanding of the sacredness of the deer as food, and as the sacredness of the deer as an energy of awareness and witness, does one work toward a mutuality, so this is about prayer too, in other words. So this is about praying and respecting what you're praying for, and asking for that pray to come to you, to meet you, in an understanding that this is a great sacrifice that it is called to make, as it is a sacrifice of the hunter often, to stay so focused and stay so courageous, and find the right tools and find the right purpose, and live the purpose that is really inherent within them. What is the hunt all about? What are you really hunting? What is really important to you? And I think all those questions may come up. Primarily the challenge for you, July the 21st, folks, Five of Pentacles, there's an outcast feeling here. Or a fear of becoming an outcast. Pentacles are about fear. And so what is the fear that's under this card? Well, of not having the money you need. Look, they're outside the walls of the church, which is rich. Not having the grace you need. You're outside of God. You're outside of, you feel abandoned. You feel, worthless. You feel unaccepted. You're outside of you're in the powerlessness, you're in the outcast, there's a fear of being that. There's a fear maybe of losing what you have. There's a fear of losing what you built. There's a fear of missing, physical resources and connections. And maybe this is a fear within your own body of what's my body doing? I don't understand how to work with my body right now. Maybe something is challenging you on a body level. It's a challenge on a physical level, a physical building, a physical entity, a physical resource, a physical body, a physical money. Money is often the prime look of pentacles. That's why it's called pentacles, coins. But it's about prosperity in any direction. And so there's a challenge around finding the prosperity that you want. Maybe finding the willingness to or the understanding of praying and calling forward something to you. Maybe just the fear of losing something, and what is the thing that you really need to hunt for. This is a question for you to say, what are you really hunting for? What's really important to you? Many people, might understand this card through saying, well, money is not important to me. It's love, it's connection, it's joy, it's upliftment, and if I trust in those things, then money will follow in the right way, in the right path. So it might be about changing your own viewpoint about what is happening to you, and getting out of your own either apathy or agony or fear or anxiousness, anxieties of not getting what you need, not having what you need to survive, not having enough food or clothing or shelter for you or your family or those you love to survive. And it might be a really large concern on some level. So what is the action to take? Well, squirrel. And Squirrel's a very active being, and it's active because it understands it needs to store up for the winter, and it needs to protect its reserves, and it needs to bury a whole bunch of nuts and find them, dig them up in the winter when it really needs them. So it's got a lot of foresight. It's got a lot of planning. It's got a lot of take care of yourself now. You don't know what's coming. We never know what's coming. This doesn't have to be your reality of being the pauper and being outside and being outcast. Do what you can now. Hunt for what you can now. Go to what you can now. Find your resources now. Find your help for your body now. Find the things that fill up not only your physical resources, but your physical heart. And that's really kind of, I think, a lot of what Squirrel talks to us about. Sure, you can bring in all the nuts that you need for the winter, but if you're not feeding your heart, if you're not feeding, some part of yourself that uplifts you and transcends your pain and transcends your fear and gives you a sense of connection and gives you a sense of courage, I think that's why the hunters prayed to the animal, because it's about a sense of connection that we're all divine, and there's a divinity, and there's a flow when we connect with the divinity of ourselves and others. And so I think the hunter, when they're dealing out of their heart, collects energies that make them happy throughout the year, even in times of famine. Collects love, collects beauty, not to hold, but to appreciate, to imbibe in, to take part in. Be the yakety squirrel. Go out and sing. Go out and commune with nature. Go out and chirp away in the trees and run around like a mad person. Get out of your own head. Get out of your own fear. Get out of your own fear. Five of Pentacles, fear. Get out of your own fear. It's not real. It doesn't have to be real. You can lift yourself up. You can hunt for what you need. Just become clear of what you really want to hunt for, and don't think it's only about money, because that's at the root of this pain is often a sense of, I don't have enough money. I don't have enough money to live. I don't have enough money to survive. Well, there's other things that help you to survive, and there's other ways that you can build things and touch things and make things happen. And maybe it's learning a whole new trade. Maybe it's jumping into a whole new business. Maybe it's stepping off into a whole new sense of yourself, and lifting yourself up and going out and mowing lawns. If you can, or it's helping in some way, and through helping others and through feeding your own heart, do you make new connections? And I think in the making of those new connections this year, do you get what you need to feed you? And so the prayer of finding those things that really feed you, that connecting with those sacred things that are willing to give of themselves to you, sacrifice themselves to you on some level, but to give of themselves to you so that you can prosper. But the prospering needs to be a respect for what has been given and where it has come from. So, the what are you hunting? Why are you hunting it? And do you have the tools you need? Well, expand your tool belt. Don't limit it. Don't look at it in just narrow ways. Keep yourself open. Keep yourself light. And here's the outcome card. This is just a common occurrence on the path to enlightenment that we all have to go through. The fear of being abandoned, the fear of being poor and outside, the fear of being outcast, the fear of not having what it takes to let oneself go forward. It's always a process of shedding skins that no longer serve us. The snake, it's about letting go of old belief systems that no longer serve us and that bind us into old beliefs that keep us in pain and fear and doubt and shame and guilt and all kinds of other negative energies. So blessed be, you're on the journey of life. Keep yourself uplifted. Keep feeding your heart. Use the tools that you have. Find some new tools. Keep remembering that it's not just about feeding your physical level of being. It's about feeding your heart level of being and your consciousness level of being. Expand yourself. Expand your consciousness and call to you those things that you really need that really will support you.